Hey, beautiful people. This is your girl and your host, Kayla Rose. Welcome to another episode of Soul Seed, the show which is dedicated to taking you to new levels of you. So, as I gave you guys a clue yesterday, we are speaking about the second lockdown. We are going to be going into the second lockdown on the 5th of November 2020. And how are you feeling about it? Probably not that good. So, we are going to be discussing all the things surrounding it, what we can expect, how it's going to affect Christmas, and what it was like last time. So, don't go anywhere. We are going to be discussing all the ins and outs just after this.
Online, on the iOS and Android, on your mobile phones. Great Speakers Conversation around the globe. This is Relax Radio.
Time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, yeah, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
Relax Radio.
So, welcome back, beautiful people. How are you doing tonight? I hope you are doing well. How has your Monday been? Thank God it's Monday, right? And this is going to be an interesting week for all of us across the country, right? So, we are going to be discussing the second lockdown today. But before I get into all of that, I wanted to discuss some preliminary issues with you guys. And one of the things that was on my heart, on my spirit to share with you guys tonight is the fact to keep going, just to keep going. That is going to be my quote of the week. My quote of the day is to keep going. And you can just have different situations come up in your life. You can feel pushed to the limits with things to do, lack of time. And sometimes you just have to keep on going and stay mentally strong and stay physically strong by taking care of yourself as much as you can. And of course, that's going to be even more important during this second lockdown, which we're about to go into. We should have been trying to up our self-care anyway, but we'll discuss that a little bit more later in the show. So I just wanted to encourage everyone out there, and including encouraging myself, to keep going. And sometimes you get those really challenging days and you just have to push through. And I feel like that's one of those days for me, but I still made it here and I'm happy to be here with you guys. So I just wanted to throw that out to anyone who is feeling like giving up or just feeling like it's a bit all too much for them. Just keep going. Sometimes you might need to take a rest, but do not quit. So that was on my heart to share with you guys. Something else I wanted to share as well, confessions, is that I went on Facebook Live yesterday and did Happy Halloween. So happy belated Halloween to everyone. And I thought about it, and I just didn't feel I did that show justice. And so I am going to be doing it again. So I am going to be coming to you guys on Sunday with a show about a Guy Fawkes, Bonfire Night, and Halloween. I'm going to do that Halloween segment again because I don't feel that it was really my best. And therefore, that's what you guys deserve, really. So, and it's also staying committed to myself and giving the best of myself. And I don't feel like I, as I said, did the show justice yesterday. So I'm going to do a retake on that. And yet again, that's a lesson that we can take and apply to our lives, if especially if you have the opportunity to. There are instances where you get one opportunity. That's why it is so important to try and put our best foot forward whenever we can. But if we do have the opportunity to do something over again, which we feel that we could have done better, then definitely utilize and capitalize on that opportunity and take the chance to do better and to try and do your best. So I wanted to throw that out there to you guys. And as I said, I'm making the quote of the week and the quote of the day to keep going. So, well, we are at this second lockdown, right? I did do a show a few months ago called Is a Second Wave of Coronavirus Coming? That might not be the exact title, please forgive me, but it's definitely in our Relax Radio video history on Facebook and probably some of the other platforms. So please do go and check that out. And we were discussing whether we thought a second wave was going to come, whether we thought another lockdown was going to come. And I think the conclusion was that there would be a second lockdown and there would be a second wave. And lo and behold, here we are today. And we are going to be going into a second lockdown on the 5th of November. So, as I said before, how are you guys feeling about it? Please get onto our platforms, our Relax Radio platforms, and put your comments there, put your views, put your thoughts, put your opinions. We do want to get interactive with you guys. And I'm going to guess, I'm going to assume most people are not feeling that great about it. And you know that I spoke about many associated issues from the first lockdown and the first wave of coronavirus, and these included emotional health, compromised emotional health of many people, compromised mental health of many people. And these are some of the things that may increase even more whilst we go into this second lockdown. Of course, domestic violence was up on the increase as a result of the coronavirus quarantine situation. Child abuse was up because of this coronavirus situation. Pending redundancies or redundancies which have actually come to fruition, also the loss of business and unemployment. So people are feeling really down during this time when unemployment goes up. People get into a state of depression, people get into a bad emotional state, and I'm sure many people are dealing with these issues. To add to this, there is also going to be the increasing numbers in the death rate, and of course that's very, very, very sad. And I just want to throw my support, my love, my condolences out there to anyone who has been directly affected by bereavement during this COVID-19 period. So I was debating about how to go about this show, and I thought I would go to the source and go to the government website, go to what they have published about what's going to be going on during this second lockdown. So officially, it's supposed to be from the 5th of November to the 2nd of December. So basically, around about 4 weeks, basically a month of. And 2nd of December is actually supposed to be a review. So I don't know if it's fully going to end on the 2nd of December, but they're definitely going to be going and looking at the numbers and seeing what the situation is at that point, and then letting us know whether lockdown is going to continue. So it sounds really daunting. But let's get into the government website. I would suggest anyone who wants some official information to go there. And they have got, as I said, they've got information published on them. This was published on the 31st of October 2020, and it was updated yesterday, I believe, the 1st of this November 2020. And just to give you guys an overview of the content in the publication, so we've got stay at home. 2 is staying safe outside the home, social distancing. We have 3, meeting with friends and family. We've got 4, which is businesses and venues. 5 is weddings, civil partnerships, religious services, and funerals. 6 is going to work. 7 is going to school, college, and university. 8 is childcare and children's activities. 9 is protecting people more at risk from coronavirus. 10, visiting relatives in care homes. 11 is travel, and 12 is financial support. So, as I said, we're going to be getting into these in more detail, starting with number 1. And what are they basically saying is that we must not leave our homes or be outside unless it's for a specific purpose. So basically, just going outside is not allowed during the lockdown. Well, we've got another, how long have we got? 2 days. We've got another 2 days of limited freedom before this comes into effect. And these specific purposes, which are written here, include childcare, education, and that's in circumstances where those services are not provided online, work purposes. So anyone who can work from home should work from home. Of course, key workers need to be outside, right? But there are some other jobs which take place outside as well, such as construction and some other industries. So unless you have to work outside, you should be working at home. Another specific purpose they're allowing is outdoor exercise, or to visit an outdoor public place, or to exercise in an outdoor public place. So this is allowed, and they say that you can do that with one other person from another household. So you can do that with someone who's not from your household, but only one. You can do it on your own or with your support bubble. You can also go outside for any medical reasons, any medical concerns, appointments, or emergencies, or to escape the risk of injury and harm. And this includes domestic abuse. So I would definitely recommend anyone who is in that particular situation to go and check out one of the videos which I did a few months ago speaking about domestic violence. And there was some information in there about organizations who may be able to assist you and help you during this time. So please do go and check that out. Of course, we don't want anyone to be at more risk than they may be already with this situation going on. You're allowed to go out for shopping for basic necessities, and this includes food and medicine, but this should be as infrequent as possible. And also providing care for vulnerable people or as a volunteer. So these are some of the reasons why you may go outside. This is not an exhaustive list, so they say. So there may be other circumstances which are within the rules and within the regulations. However, it's probably not going to be too much more than that. They probably fall within one of those categories. So I am going to go on a short break right now. We're already 15 minutes in, guys. These segments really do go quick. And especially when you're having fun, right? I ain't got no one in the studio with me today, ain't got no special guests. However, I'm having fun just speaking with you guys. So I will be back in about 2. Don't go anywhere. And I will see you shortly.
Relaks Radio. Whoa.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from 99 pounds a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours. And let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media-related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com, RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relax Radio.
Hello, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to part 2 of the show. So we are discussing second lockdown today. We are discussing what the government is saying in their official publication about what's going to be going on over the next month. So we just finished discussing staying at home. Key part of quarantine, right? Staying at home. So the next part is staying safe outside the home. So now we're talking about social distancing here. And they've got a cute little phrase, something nice and easy to remember. And they've put it hands, face, and space. So hands supposedly washing for 20 seconds. Face, we've already been doing that, right? We've got to wear our mask. And I've had some guests on before, particularly Be Wild, Flower Child, and we discussed the symbolism of the mask. And I may add my 2 cents in afterwards as well about this situation on a, spiritual, political, philosophical level, and what it means not only for the UK, but as a planet, as the planet as a whole. So moving on from them, going on to space. So we've already been doing that as well, 2 meters apart. So basically just staying away from other people really, and trying to stay in well ventilated areas if possible. And they keep using this phrase support bubble. So I'm going to give you guys the definition which the government has given to this particular phrase. And so when it comes to the third part of this article, which is meeting family and friends, we're not allowed to meet socially indoors with family or friends unless they are a part of our household, meaning the people that we live with or our support bubble. And a support bubble is where a household with one adult joins with another household. So households in that support bubble can still visit each other, stay overnight, and visit outdoors places together. However, if you're not in that support bubble, you're not going to be included. And so they can go exercising together, they can go do their shopping, bits and pieces like that. And outdoor public places are going to include parks, benches, countryside, public parks, whether or not you pay to enter them, So that includes allotments and playgrounds. And you cannot meet in a private garden. And just to go into this a little bit deeper, um, just looking here on the government website, guys, it says children under school age, as well as those dependent on round the clock care, those with severe disabilities, and those who their parents will not count towards two people meeting outside. So they're not included basically in that two limit, that two people meeting. They're not included in that. Number 4 is going to be businesses and venues. So the government is going to be closing certain businesses and venues, and basically, so that includes all non-essential shops. So yet again, that's going to be the closed shops, completely closed. And there were certain things that I needed to get. I don't know how you guys are feeling about that. There were certain bits and pieces that I needed to pick up this month, but I'm going to have to put that on hold until December. It's not going to be just limited to clothing shops. It's also going to include electronic venues or stores, vehicle showrooms, travel agents, betting shops, auction houses, tailors, car washes, tobacco and vape shops. So that's going to be a lot of different venues included there. It's also going to include indoor and outdoor leisure facilities. So within that, that's bowling alleys, leisure centers, and gyms. Wow. So that one hurts right there. For all my gym goers out there, we're like, again, the gym's gonna be closed. We're just really getting back into our workouts and feeling good about it, ready for our goals for the new year. And here it comes again with the second lockdown. So other sports facilities as well. So we're talking about swimming pools, golf courses, driving ranges, dance studios, stables and riding centers, soft play facilities, climbing walls, climbing centers, shooting ranges and theme parks, entertainment venues such as theaters, concert halls, cinemas, museums, galleries, casinos, arcades, bingo halls, bowling alleys, zoos, and botanical gardens. And it also includes personal care facilities such as hair, beauty, and nail salons, tattoo parlors, spas, massage parlors, skin and body piercing services, non-medical acupuncture and tanning salons. So that's a lot there. So I would definitely recommend at this point, just even thinking about this for myself, is that I am going to be doing my preparations over the next 2 days, going and getting all the bits and pieces I need, because I plan to get my hair done. I plan to get my hair done or do my hair in the next couple of weeks, right? And all of those venues are going to be closed. So I'm going to have to go and get all the bits and pieces that I need beforehand so I can still take care of myself during this quarantine period. Self-care is so important during this time where people are feeling emotionally and mentally down. Still make the effort, even though you're not allowed to go outside, still make the effort. Wake up and do your personal grooming, do your hair, ladies, do a little bit of light makeup. You're just going to be in the house, but don't stay in your pajamas all day. Every time you're walking past the mirror, you're just going to be feeling even more down with everything that's going on. So I would definitely say make that effort. And especially when it comes to our eating habits as well, I fell off during the last lockdown. I told you guys already, I confessed to you guys already that me and Ferrero Rocher were absolute bestest of friends, but I have to break up with, should I call it a her or a him? No, they're beautiful, so I'm gonna call it a her. So I'm gonna have to break up with her, and I'm gonna have to replace that with some other things. So something else that's on my list at the moment is cashews and trail mix. I don't know if any of you guys like that. That is another, I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure, but just the pleasure of mine. I like anything nutty and fruity. So I'm going to be incorporating some more of those things into my diet. And anything else that you can do to help boost your immune system, right? So you want to be trying to keep yourself in a state of calm and not be too fearful if you can, because fear suppresses the immune system and makes you more susceptible to anything that may be going on or that may be going around. So you want to try and stay out of that low vibration, that low frequency, and put yourself in that state of love, moving up to that heart chakra. It's all coming to fruition this year. And it literally just came into my head. When is the official US elections, the American elections, right? Is it Trump and Biden that are going head to head? My view, or it seems from what's happening, it seems to be all tying in together as far as I can see. I think I predicted this actually, that the second lockdown would be around October, November, and it would also coincide with the American election. So guys, keep your eyes open on that. Keep your ears and your eyes open, because it seems that there's a lot of things going on around our planet during this time. So let's see what else the government has got to say. So food centers, supermarkets are going to be staying open because, of course, they are essential. Playgrounds will remain open, so that ties into the children's activities, I guess. Other hospitality venues which are going to be closing are restaurants, bars, and pubs. They can still do takeaway service, so you guys might be in luck there for those of you who still want to get your takeaway. But hopefully we've been upping our culinary skills through the first lockdown, but I feel like I need to capitalize on that even more. Hotels and hostels will remain open only for those who have to travel for work purposes. So there's going to be limitations on that as well. Some exemptions are going to be childcare and some support groups. So support groups can include victims of crime or those who are in recovery for drugs and alcohol, new parents, guardians, those suffering with long term illnesses, and those who are facing issues in regards to sexuality or gender, and also those who have suffered bereavement, which is very appropriate during a time such as this. And another set of public services which are going to stay open, of course, include the NHS. So throwing some love out there to the NHS and the key workers who are putting themselves out and putting themselves on the front line during this pandemic. Also, GPs are going to stay open, of course, for medical assistance, medical emergencies, the Job Centre Plus, the courts, and civil registration offices. So let's get into weddings, civil partnerships, and religious services, and also funerals. So for funerals, they can be attended up to a maximum of 30 people, and this should only be close friends and family. So for the ceremonial events afterwards, such as scattering the ashes, this can only be for up to 15 people. I find this very, very sad, to be honest. You know, there are so many people, if they've lost someone, they really want to go there and pay their last respects, and they're not going to be able to do that in a time such as this. Now, listen to this, guys. I know that there's someone out there who is going to be affected by this, and I really feel it for you. Weddings, civil partnerships will not be permitted to take place except in exceptional circumstances. Wow. I know that it must hurt the guys as well, but for the ladies out there, ladies, you spent all year or even more than a year, right? From last year or even before, planning your beautiful wedding, the wedding of your dreams. And now everything has to be cancelled, changed, and rearranged. I know that must be devastating for so many people out there and really so many families out there as well. But it's what the government is saying. So let's see what else is on this list. Places of worship will also be closed unless they are being used for funerals, to broadcast acts of worship, individual prayer, or formal childcare, or if they're part of a school, essential voluntary and public services such as blood donations or food banks. And there are also going to be some exempted activities such as the support groups. So that is what is going on with the weddings, funerals, etc. Now, going to work. So everyone who can work from home must work from home. We've kind of touched on that already. And people who are essential or critical to the national infrastructure, construction or manufacturing, they can continue to travel to work and attend work. And these are essential to keep the country operating. So we also kind of touched on that before as well. Other places which are going to stay open, educational settings, these are going to stay open, and certain employees will be able to go to these venues as well. So it follows on number 7, going to school, college, and university. So they say that they're trying to prioritize young people or some mature students' futures, and they will not be closing schools, colleges, or universities. And they think that is very essential for these venues to stay open. But to be honest, I am slightly confused. If this pandemic is so severe that we need to close down everywhere else, then why are schools, universities, and colleges excluded? Of course, just because they're important, how does their importance stop the spread of this supposed virus? But as I said, guys, put your thoughts and opinions on our Relaks Radio page. I hope you guys have got our Relaks Radio app as well. You can just listen to us on your phone, your tablet, or whatever other device that you may be using. And also go and check out some of the other presenters as well. I am sure there have been other presenters speaking about what is going on at the moment, so you can get a different perspective, a different opinion from them, which you may find engaging and interesting as well. But we are already through the second part of the show. We are halfway through. It goes quickly, guys, doesn't it? But I will be back in about 2, just after this short break.
Relax Radio. Oh, Relax Radio.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, yeah, 24 hours Let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com, RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relax Radio.
Hey guys, welcome back to the third part of the show. So, we are discussing all things concerning second lockdown, coronavirus, quarantine, and COVID-19. So, we just finished discussing going to school, college, and university. Now, number 8 on the government publication is childcare and children's activities. So parents will still be able to access some of these registered childcare services and activities. So that will take off some of the burden, I suppose, for parents who are working from home. However, there probably is going to be some kind of disruption. Maybe the organization that you usually go with may not be available for a particular reason. Here is saying registered childcare. So I don't know if you have personal or private childcare arrangements set up. This may not be able to happen during this time. So maybe start looking into that from now. And just thinking about it in my mind as well, we spoke about how gyms are going to be closed. I wanted to have a relaxing evening tomorrow and Wednesday, but it probably won't happen. So I might have to hit up the gym on Tuesday and Wednesday because it's going to be closed. It's going to be closed for the next month or possibly even more. So maybe try and get that training in from now. How are you guys feeling about the potential disruption to Christmas? I think we did touch on this before. We did touch on this in the last talk, the last show, which I did on the second wave of coronavirus. And we were saying that Christmas was potentially looking under threat. But it seems even more feasible now, right? That most people start preparing, or people who really get into Christmas start preparing for Christmas from maybe even October, even maybe September, October, September, definitely November. So right now, people have no idea what's going to be the situation for Christmas time. But I definitely don't think it's going to be like any other year which we've had. People who have huge families and invite their families round, that probably isn't going to be happening this year. And yeah, that was just Mr. Engineer. That was Mr. Technical. Did you guys give me your votes and opinions on which name was better? He was just basically telling me that the background music was a little bit loud. Do you guys find that the background music can be a little bit loud sometimes? So I just turned that down for you. So hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. But yeah, the potential threat to Christmas, it is looking quite real at the moment. Me personally, Christmas, I wouldn't say is my most important holiday of the year. So I don't feel that emotionally disappointed by it, if I'm being completely honest. My main thing at Christmas is, yes, sometimes spending time with friends and family, but mainly food. I don't know if it's the same for any of you guys. As you start getting older, you don't really get presents like you used to get presents before, right? So I don't get excited about Christmas for presents, but I do get excited about Christmas for eating. But let's continue and see what the government is saying in regards to this second lockdown. So, number 9, protecting people more at risk from coronavirus. So, basically, people who are more at risk, and those are going to be people over 60 or who are considered clinically vulnerable, or those who have a severe illness. Those people are to be especially careful to follow these rules and minimize their contact with others. This even includes people who suffer with conditions such as asthma or things like that. And you should continue taking precautions such as washing your hands more frequently than usual, and thorough cleaning of any areas touched in your home or your workspace. They've defined clinically vulnerable as people over the age of 70 or 70 or over, those under 70 with an underlying health condition, those who have a chronic, mild, or moderate respiratory disease, as I already touched on, such as asthma or something such as bronchitis, those with chronic heart disease, such as heart failure, chronic kidney disease, chronic liver disease, such as hepatitis, chronic neurological conditions such as Parkinson's disease, motor neurons disease, multiple sclerosis, and cerebral palsy, anyone with diabetes, or a weakened immune system as a result of certain conditions or medicines which they are taking, such as steroid tablets, or those who are considered to be seriously overweight, and also those who are pregnant. They all fall under this category. And those within this category may be eligible for statutory sick pay or employment support allowance. So please do go on the website and check out the support which may be available to you during this time. And for those visiting care homes, they've said that this will be published ahead of Thursday. So at the moment, they should follow existing guidelines. So look on the website for any further updates or any further publications which may come out. Now, when it comes to traveling, so we must all avoid traveling out of our local areas and should be looking to reduce the number of journeys we are making on a daily basis or just in general. So the reasons for going outside, we kind of already touched on this before: traveling to work, traveling to places of education, or to places where you have caring responsibilities, traveling hospital and GPs, medical appointments, or anything to do with your health, traveling to venues where you need to buy essential goods, of course, your shopping, and exercise if you are going outside for a short period of time to get that exercise in. So, where possible, we should be walking and cycling, or if you have your own means of transport, that is even better. And public transport should be avoided as much as possible. So it says overnight stays and holidays away from primary residences will not be allowed. So this means that holidays abroad are not permitted during this time. You can't stay in a second home if you have one. Um, so let me just double check that for you guys. It says it also means you cannot stay in a second home if you own one, or staying with anyone you do not live with or are in a support bubble with, although there are exceptions. And you must not travel if you are experiencing coronavirus symptoms. So we're already aware of the 14-day quarantine period from the last wave of coronavirus and the last lockdown. So if you're experiencing any symptoms, right? So excessive coughing or sneezing. I've also heard of a loss of sense of taste and smell, that these can be certain symptoms that other people experience. And if you are experiencing that, you should be basically staying at home. And finally, financial support, which is number 12. It says workers in any part of the UK can retain their jobs, even if their employer cannot afford to pay them, and be paid at least 80% of their salary, up to 2,500 per month. So it's recommended to go on to the government website, go on to the job center website, and to look at the information to see what financial support you may be entitled to, even in this particular situation. Say if you're someone, for example, who has been working their way up throughout their career, they're at a point now where they're making maybe 40,000, 60,000 a year, maybe even a bit more than that. And your job is now no longer available. And now you have to live on 2,000 up to £2,500 per month. This may be something which you're completely unaccustomed to, or something which you haven't had to deal with for a long time, or you've been in a job for decades, years and years, and all of a sudden you're made redundant and you didn't see yourself being unemployed. Life has a funny way of bringing circumstances into our life which we just didn't foresee or we didn't see coming. But I would put out there, if it's not your health, then you still have an opportunity to turn things around once we get out of this situation. The key is going to be taking care of yourself and your loved ones as much as possible during this time. And once this all dies down, then you can start putting your plan, which you're obviously going to be making during this quarantine period, into action. So I just want to throw it out there to keep going and to keep the faith. So we are at the end of part 3. I've gone a little bit over, but I'm sure you guys don't mind. So I'm going to go on a short break and I'm going to be back briefly just to sign off and just to say bye to you guys. So please don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Relax Radio. Whoa, Relax Radio.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. into Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com, RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relax Radio.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the final part of the show. I just wanted to come on and sign off with you guys officially. So I think that this will be my last time in the studio until after the 2nd of December. I am going to miss you guys, but I'm still going to be doing my Facebook Live. So please come and join me on there if you can. I will try and have some interesting topics with you guys, and I might do even some. I'm going to keep you guys surprised. I'm going to keep you guys surprised. So I might have a few surprises in there for you. So just make sure you come on and join me. So that is Sunday from 9 p.m. onwards, and it will be Mondays from 8 p.m. onwards. So I'm going to miss the studio. What can I say? It is what it is, but we will reunite together at some point soon. I just want to wish everyone out there a good rest of their week if they can, and just to stay safe. Stay safe. Look after yourself. As I said, I'm a big promoter of self-care, and it's something which I try and implement into my own life, and something which I'm still practicing, but I'm definitely walking the path, and I want to encourage everyone else out there to do the same. Your first relationship is with yourself, and that is your longest lasting relationship. No matter what you go through in your life, your constant is always you. So you have to take care of yourself. And ultimately, I've probably said this before, your body is the only place you truly have to live. So take care of that as well. So I'm going to leave you guys there. This has been your girl and your host, Kayla Rose, live from the studio on the 2nd of November 2020. And who knows when I will be back, but hopefully not that long. This is Soulsea, the show which is dedicated to taking you to new levels of you. And as usual, stay blessed and much love.
Relax Radio.